There it is.
Are you the only one?
I don't know. There's gonna be somebody else there.
Is that, well, that's our table.
Yes.
Oh, you got it up there.
Yeah. It goes straight across
Mhm.
when we're all there.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, how are you?
I'm trying to follow the directions here. All right, let me see. At the bottom, you go raise hand and click on the host or dot, 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 dot. I don't see that anywhere. I'm just talking out loud here.
At least you're in. You need something yellow.
Is anyone else there?
Not yet. This is Susan. I can't find but you got on, right? So
Yes.
no problem. Okay. At the bottom, it says invite, raise hand, claim house or three dots. I don't see, I'm talking to myself. I'm following I
That's okay.
have a paper in my hand that is, with the directions here.
Which is supposed to be easy,
Yeah.
and it isn't.
Can you see me?
No.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? So I have my camera on. Let's see. Why can't you see me?
Can she see you?
I can see you. Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Okay. Good. I'm not seeing three little dots. I'm sorry. That's what it's telling me. Oh, here they are. All right, let's see what this is. Claim host. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. We're in business now. 380-101. All right. Claim host. Oh, what happened?
My light turned over, fell.
Oh,
I'm gonna get up and fix it.
Are you walking? Jesus. What'd you do, try to pull it forward?
Nope, didn't touch it.
I don't know why my phone isn't, my picture isn't showing, but at least of my worries now. All right, check on the live screen, which is located next to your screen button. One participant. Click on CC live transcript. In the bottom block. Did you get a notice that this was being recorded?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, Liz, we'll just hang in here. So how long, I just realized recently that your next month is your retirement from this board, huh? Is that
It
right?
is.
How long
Yes.
have you been here on this board?
I'm honestly not sure. I think it started as a 2-year commitment, and then I signed up the second time, and it was a 3-year commitment.
6 years you've been there.
So I think it may be 6 years altogether.
years,
That,
yeah.
that doesn't sound like 6, but I think that's what it is.
That's very nice. Well, thank you. You gonna miss us?
I will. Absolutely. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I bet you have. I mean, I'm learning. I think this is my third year right now. Yeah, third year. So I'm still learning. And of course, with the change in directors, I mean, that changes things a bit too, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
So and the pandemic, of course, that was a challenge for everybody, but oh, good.
But there's another square. There's nothing in the
It's
square.
Karen's calling in, or maybe she's on her computer or on her phone. Karen, can you
It's
hear us?
audio.
Yes, now I can.
Okay, I don't know why, this is Susan. I don't know why I don't have a picture, but I don't.
Oh,
Thank you for your vacation interruption.
Oh, sure. We just got later.
Whereabouts are you? Can you tell us or no?
Oh yeah, I'm in North Conway. We're gonna ski for a couple of days.
Nice. How's the snow up there?
Fantastic. Where are you?
We are at the Holiday Inn.
In Massachusetts?
Oh no, up in North Conway.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking skiing isn't so good around here.
No, hopefully it's pretty good up here. Well, I'll let you know next meeting when we go tomorrow.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
Good. Is there good snow? Do you see good snow out the window?
There was snow driving out, so that's promising.
Good, good. Oh, good. Okay. Hi, Christine.
Let's see.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Karen, I mean, I know it seems to be automatic recording and everything else seems to be working. I follow the directions very closely.
Yeah, it looks like you're good to go because you have the transcripts on and everything.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we may not even have a meeting if a couple more people don't show up. But it's nice to see everybody.
It's only 6:32, so
Okay, yeah, well,
more
I'm in,
people may come.
yeah. Yeah. So I was just talking with Liz a little bit before we called to order that Christina, she's retiring, but she's off the board next month. And
Yes.
so April will be her last meeting, and which just a tiny bit of reflection on 5 years, 6 years of service and what that's looked like and what words of wisdom she might have to impart to us.
I don't have a lot of words of wisdom, but I know that I learned a tremendous amount.
What did you learn? I mean, you've always been involved in the town for a long time, I think, right? In
Oh,
different,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I worked at the food pantry for probably 15 years.
Hi, Joanne.
I've always been involved. I've learned that there's a lot of work that goes into the senior center, a tremendous amount of work. That they have a real good following. I've learned that we talk about big things more than we talk about small improvements. Just the willingness of everybody to give their input honestly has been fantastic because we're all aging.
Mhm.
I'm the senior on the board. But
Hi, Flo.
Hi there.
hello,
Hi.
you
Oh,
and I are both leaving.
we are. Oh, shoot. Did I just lose everybody?
I don't
No, we
think
can see you.
You,
See me?
we can
Great.
see you. Yeah, I can't. My
Oh.
camera's not working. This is Susan, but
Hey,
Uh,
Susan.
and Karen's on. She's on vacation, but she's there somewhere.
Great. I heard. Hi, everybody.
Okay, so I think
Oh, I-
everyone's here that we're expecting to come, except Mike. Maybe he's gonna pop in. So I want to
think
come
we
back.
have a quorum.
Yeah, I think I want to come back to a little bit, Liz, if we can, a little later on. So no members of the public are present. I'm calling the meeting to order. Flo, are you good to take notes, minutes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve tonight. Because we didn't have a quorum we had a quorum, well, let's look at the last month's meeting first, which was February 8th. And thank you, Phil, for sending those out again. Like, I just couldn't find them. I knew I had them, but I couldn't find them.
I hear you.
So anybody want to make a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Liz, thank you.
Okay.
Joanne, was that a second? Yeah, Joanne seconded. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. All right,
Okay.
so that is the February 8th meeting. Minutes accepted, approved and accepted. And then the January 11th meeting.
I don't think I was there.
No, you weren't. Well, you weren't. Members in attendance, Karen, Flo, me, and Joanne. So we didn't have a quorum. But we do now, so we can, if you had a chance to look at them, which probably you did,
Yes,
the, we need to. I'll make a motion if I can, that we accept the
Yep.
minute.
Okay,
I'll second it.
All right, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Everybody
Aye.
good?
Okay.
Thank you.
very good. All right.
Okay, thank you. All right, financial report. How do you want to do this, Karen? You want to give us a financial report? Do you want to table it till next month? What would you like to do?
Did everybody get the one they sent out? Okay, so we're on track spending wise. So there's nothing significant to report there. Our numbers are continuing to stay steady or increase with different programs, and financial wise, we're on track.
Good. Excellent, thank you. All right, anything, okay, let's, a motion to accept the financial report from the director.
I'll move to accept.
Flo, that was you, yep.
Yep.
I'll second the motion,
Liz,
Liz.
a second. All in favor?
Okay,
Aye.
okay.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, the director's report.
I sent everybody the newsletter, although I'm sure most of you had already gotten it. A good highlight was the Blue Cross Blue Shield mailing that went out. We were selected by Heather Hurd to be interviewed. She liked all of the different active things we had at the senior center, so she wanted to highlight us. They'd pick a different senior center to highlight with each publication. So we felt really honored to be chosen to be selected. So that was exciting.
Yeah,
And we could talk about some of the things we're doing. And this newsletter, we put out some save the dates because we have the evening offering coming up for Blue Cross Blue Shield in May that I told everybody about, the countdown to 65. So we want to really put a lot of focus on that so that the community knows it's all age event, that we can get as many people out there who are interested. I think it's a very hot topic and an important topic for people to prepare for Medicare. So we're hoping we get maximum attendance.
Karen, can I ask a question about that? Heather's gonna do the main presentation on that?
Yes.
Okay, will she talk about, do you know if she'll talk about brokers and or Shine program?
I am not sure what she'll talk about. I could try and get more details from her. She said it's very similar to the one that's 65 and over. It just talks about, adds a little bit more of how you prepare for it. And then if she doesn't go into having the Shine counselors, we could share it. Or if you're going to be there, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, well, I'm more than happy to if she doesn't, but the other thing that seems to be coming up quite a bit, at least in the Shine world, is the good and the bad about brokers approaching people. And it's not to say it's bad or not to say it's good, but it is happening. And sometimes people get very confused about who it is they're talking to. So that might be something.
That'd be great.
Heather could talk about that, I think, because Blue Cross is often not represented by brokers.
mhm.
So if you have some people that are having a broker do things for them, again, not a bad or good thing, just different. Oftentimes the broker is not representing Blue Cross. So that's, I think, an important for people to know, and it limits their to other programs, so. Other
Yeah, I think
companies.
so people are aware that that's, yeah, I think that's a great point. So I don't have what I wrote in front of me. I apologize. The furniture, we finally seem to have some forward progress. We picked a fabric. We have the chairs picked out. So I'm waiting to get the quote for the lobby furniture so we can see how many afford. It's surprisingly expensive. So I don't think we're going to afford as many chairs as we thought we were going to be able to afford. But everything, it's the casualty like everything else. And the cost is just somewhat ridiculous for a chair, but it is what it is.
I remember it being really expensive. I don't know if it's, who knows why, but I remember them being extraordinarily expensive.
Yeah.
I don't
Hopefully
know why that is, but who knows?
Hopefully they last us for years and years and years to
Yeah,
come.
they should, right?
They should, yeah. So let's see, we have that going on. We have we got the full grant from the Cultural Council for the Delvina Theater production. We're doing the Lizzie Borden 40 Wax. So
Excellent.
we've had people sign up for that. That's going to be in April. I just worked with the health department yesterday. We're going to do a nutrition or a dietitian talk regarding chocolate in May. The health
Uh-oh.
department is sponsor it, and we're going to host it. So we're excited about that. So in May
Are
we're
they in
trying.
favor of it? Are they in favor of chocolate? Are they?
Yeah, they're in favor of chocolate, but the healthy kind.
Okay.
So probably they're not going to be giving away any M&Ms, but they're going to talk to us about. I'm not even sure. Sandy, the nurse, actually approached me to see if we were interested, and I said yeah. So we're going to try and really do a lot of programming in May since it's older adult month.
Okay.
The Encore trip, we had a overwhelming response of people wanting to go. Instead of just taking one bus, we're going to take 2 buses. We're going to shuttle them back and forth. So drop off one crew, come back and pick up the next. And even with that, we have 20 people on the wait list.
Wow.
So we've decided we need to start adding that as a once or twice a month offering, that we just take a bus there, drop people off, and then go pick them up, because there was such a
Yeah.
huge interest and a
No
fast
surprise.
way.
Mhm.
Wow.
Looking at trips to bring back now that it's going to be spring soon. But staffing wise, we're the same. We've been the same busy, fuel season is keeping us busy. We're in the middle of taxes right now, which is fully booked. And we've been doing some of the Good Neighbor Fund applications with Salvation Army. So I think just a lot of good stuff going on for community outreach and assistance. So that'll keep us busy for the next month or so, and then gear in towards ramping up activities for, ramping up some new activities for the spring and the summer.
There's a lot going on there. That's great.
Yeah, we're trying to branch out and do some other offerings. We had a couple of people come for Bananagram. So just during the trials of that, we know the trips will be popular. I may try and do some more. We're doing the one big trip with Stoneham again for the covered bridges in New Hampshire. And I may want to work with them to try and do an intergenerational event out of their lawns that we could do. People, bring your grandkids, bring your kids, just kind of an outdoor fun field day almost. We had an okay turnout for our one last year, but it might be a fun one if we do as a combo event with them and do something fun, like ask the Cookie Monster truck to come out for it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be like after school, or would it be after school is over?
I think we do it in the summer. Yeah. After school is
So,
over.
yeah, well, the one at the park was summer, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things we're thinking about. Otherwise where the rides are continuing to keep us busy. We're going to bring a 3rd driver on starting this summer so that we can increase our ride offerings, ideally having one driver dedicated to medical appointments and then another driver a few days a week that can do shopping trips locally, the hairdresser, all that kind of things. But our market basket buses are fully booked most days that we do it. And we're just really busy.
Great.
We try as hard as we can not to turn anybody down for rides, but we've had to a couple of times. In the
Yeah.
April newsletter, we're going to put information in about the rides flex program. So that they can make an appointment with Beth if they want to have help signing up for that. And apparently the ride is partnered with Uber and Lyft. I'm just now learning about it, so I can't totally speak to it tonight, but help people sign up for that as a backup option for transportation.
Excellent. Now, the 3rd driver, so do you need another vehicle, or do we have another vehicle, or?
We have the 2 vehicles, so we're fine vehicle-wise. They would just, one would be in the flex for medical appointments, and then we have the van, or if somebody needed it for handicapped access. The
Okay.
flex is due probably in the next year to at least start the process to replace it. So we are going to look for another bus instead of a car, so that we have more. Our small bus holds 7 or holds 8, I'm sorry. So it's perfect it could become the medical transport, and then we could get a bigger bus for field trips and shopping and all that kind of stuff. So that we like to get a 12 passenger when we replace eventually.
Got it.
Great. And the St. Patrick's luncheon, you didn't mention that, but I know it's imminent coming up, right? Whenever
Yeah,
that-
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
We have the food, we're going to serve at about 12:15, and then entertainment starts at 12:45 with the man who is going to do the sing along and play the Irish songs, and then the Palms are going to close it out about 1:15, 1:30.
Palms are performing.
The Palms are performing. They're gonna close out the party.
I'll come.
They
I'm
bring a
surprised you're not a palm flow.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Palms have They have 3 participants that are in the Linfield class who are coming to support them. So I think it's just an awesome thing to see, like the Linfield Palms class is coming to support the Wakefield Palms class at our party.
Oh my God, that's wonderful, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ron and I volunteered and we'll be there next Wednesday.
Wonderful.
Yes, I'll be there too.
And
Serve,
Flo,
I'll,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I'll serve food. I'll do whatever you want. I'll find something green in the closet to wear.
We have hats, so if anybody needs a hat, we have plenty of those. And I did want to share
Oh.
that our newest center volunteer, she is doing working at our blood pressure clinic for us. So we are very excited to have her in our blood pressure clinic. It's a huge help.
That's great.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Do you, at the end of the director's report, do you know anything about new members for this committee, board, whatever?
So the one woman, Sherry, is it Oken or Orkin? I can't remember off the top of my head. She couldn't come today, but she has already been appointed. So hopefully she's at the next meeting. And Sherry did advertise for the 2 vacancies we'll have for starting in May for when we lose Flo and Liz. So I think she'll send those out when she gets some volunteers, but she did advertise for them. But our newest member Sherry could not make it today.
Tonight, okay, well, that's great to know that we have one at least.
So we
Okay,
can,
I'm very aware of your vacation time, Karen, so I don't want you to get, and I'm the one asking all the questions. Is there any, what else do you want? What else do we want from Karen? Do you want Karen to tell you or ask you, or do you need anything?
Yes, I want to know what time we should show up for next Wednesday.
11:30 would be perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, well, the place is hopping. Good work to you and your group, you and your
Yeah,
team.
it's great.
I would-
Excellent.
We all love to come to work. We have a good time.
That's great. That's wonderful. All right, I guess we motion to accept the director's report.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor? Thank
Aye.
you. Okay, thank you. Okay, age friendly, I'm not quite sure what we want to do with that tonight. And there's a couple things I want to say only because it relates a little bit to the Voc, the Voc school. Which isn't really age friendly, but it has to do with mobility and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I want to offer that up. And also I sent you earlier today, well, Sherry Dalton from the town sent out a reminder about the 4th and final survey for the master plan.
Mhm.
And I forwarded it to all of you earlier today. So earlier this afternoon. So if you have a chance to fill that out, they're coming to a conclusion, not a conclusion of their work, but the public comment stage of the work is coming to a conclusion. So, and this fourth and final survey has a lot to do with open space and transportation. And I mean, everything that the master plan is doing, it has to do with older people. It has to do with all the town residents. So if you get a chance to put your voice there for what it's worth, it would be a good thing.
Okay. Okay.
The other night I went to, the Disability Commission was
Oh, yeah.
meeting with whoever. There were about 60 people there at the peak. It had to do with the new vocation.
Yeah.
And it was a presentation by the group, which includes the architects and the planners and everybody's, to address primarily the issue of, of individuals with disabilities and access and mobility and the new design and what it looks like. And we saw a lot of pretty slides of what was going on and the change in grade. There's a big change in the grade, meaning the
Mhm.
on a hill. Um,
Mhm.
so the access from the parking lot where the students will park. And how the students will get into the school unless there's handicap parking right on the
Mhm.
same level as the school.
Yep.
But parking lot for the students is down below. So there's a series of ramps that go from a parking lot up to, I think finally they've there's a rise of 60 something feet. Um,
Wow.
that the ramps take people on. There's also for people that don't need the ramps all the way. There's, shortcuts with some stairs, but the stairs have all been cut down to, I think they said no more, no the staircases are sort of interspersed here and there. And
Mhm.
some of them are five steps. The biggest stairway at that point is 8 steps. So, but it's a very zigzaggy, you can't see,
Mhm.
I'm moving my hand around. It's a very zigzaggy entrance way to go from the student parking lot up to the entrance to the school.
Mhm.
And I know, if some of you were here a few months ago when somebody came and talked to us a little bit about access for older people and the concern about,
Mhm.
you know, that, um, that whole drop in changing grade. And so that was somewhat of a focus of the conversation too, a little bit. It was not just people with disabilities, but what about adults and what about people at night classes
Mhm.
that might be there for night classes and the safety issues? And what about people who, that weren't students, but that members of the public that would want to attend events or graduation or whatever. Um, so the teachers and faculty parking lot is on the same level as the school. It's not down the hill. So the
Mhm.
meeting kind of rambled as meetings do, it was supposed to be focused on disabilities, but it also came back a lot to, well, why did you pick this site? There's so many other sites and
Oh,
that was part of it. And then
yeah.
then there was a very somewhat prolonged detour, I would say, into safety and active shooters. And because of the way the ramps kind of go through the trees. The truth,
Okay.
and the sight lines aren't always the best, right? Because it's very pretty, but the students or anybody, they're walking through nature on some of the ramps up to the school. And, I hadn't really thought about that, not so much active shooter, but just plain old safety.
Mhm.
Whether it's, assault or people falling and nobody seeing them, or what's the security gonna be, the monitoring. And, there was some conversation about that in terms of the students, because during the school day, there are monitors that are, the Voc already has monitors in the parking lot at
Mhm.
the time of arrival and dismissal. So
Mhm.
they would continue with that, but, so there was, it was I did leave after 2.5 hours, I have to say, so I think it was winding up at that point. But it was very interesting. I don't know if there's gonna be any changes as a result. A couple people have posted, I've seen a couple post on the Facebook, Wakefield Facebook community page already, about people that aren't happy about this site, once again, the site itself.
Mhm.
But elderly, while they weren't directly talked about, older people were not directly talked about, mobility and access to the
Mhm.
building, access inside, there's 2 elevators. And what happens if one of the elevators breaks, and what happens if both of the elevators, well, things happen in buildings,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And
People live
um,
in buildings and the elevators break.
somebody was concerned about her child, which, my heart
Yep.
was breaking for her, but her child who has disabilities, but also doesn't do elevators ever.
Oof.
Is terrified of elevators. So I
Oof.
don't, and that made me start to think about, well, what's the town's responsibility? Anyway, I don't want to get
Yeah.
off tangent, but
Yep.
just so many different needs to think about and try to
Can I
accommodate.
ask a question from the
Yeah,
meeting?
of course.
So, March is actually Disability Month. It
Yeah.
was, way back from the Disabilities Act. This is
Mhm.
the month. And there is a,
Oh, shoot,
Uh-oh.
you froze.
Rose, yeah.
We've lost your voice.
No, she's not moving either. Christine, I don't know if you can hear us.
Christina, you froze.
Uh-oh.
of someone who's just diverse in
We didn't hear
a,
anything. You just said you were frozen. I'm sorry.
You were frozen, Christina. Oh, now you're muted.
Maybe we can, she's
like
moving.
that? No,
Oh, now you're open,
now I'm open.
or
Did
we
they,
can hear you.
okay, did they connect at all? Disabilities with, DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion?
A
Because
lot
there-
of, a
a
lot of,
lot of people are trying to connect that it's not just about race, right? To be diverse, it's also about
Mhm.
people with disabilities.
right,
Mhm.
right. Yeah, inclusion was a big word, not a big word, but it was a word that was used quite a bit in the conversation. Equity, not so much, diversity, not so much, but inclusion was definitely and it was an array of people. They had the because the Voc School covers so many towns, right? That there were many disability commission representatives from different towns. Malden, Melrose, Saugus, Wakefield, a couple more, I'm pretty sure, as well as,
Everett and Chelsea, yeah.
I don't think Everett was there though. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Because they asked people to introduce themselves in the beginning, if that's who if
Mm.
they disability could. And there were parents, not too many town officials, I don't think. I have
Mhm, mhm.
that and then people from that they were looking for somebody from the Wakefield Disability Commission,
Oh,
and nobody, I don't know who's on it. I gotta tell. So that's just when I spoke up. I said, well, I'm from the Council on Aging.
mhm.
So, and we represent older people in our town who will be coming to the building, so.
Mhm.
Is it, and I said about 60 people, so, or so.
Wow.
It's a good turnout.
Yeah, it was, well, it's a hot issue. And there were people that were not there for disability, they were there for, why did you pick this site?
Yeah, that's been an ongoing or recurring theme that is probably not gonna get changed.
And there's just, a couple of abutters were there, concerned about drainage issues, so.
Yeah, I mean, the disability issues, I mean, the current building is not in compliance from what I understand with the ADA, which is a bit of an issue. So,
Mhm.
I mean, similar situation. Well, I guess the high school is, but the Voc School is not.
And that building will come down eventually.
Yeah,
Will go,
yeah,
that will be an
yeah,
athletic field. And
yeah.
so it just, what the reason I'm bringing it up now is because, all right, thinking about age friendly, and once again, I was reminded about how many pockets, not necessarily a bad thing, but how many pockets or how many, collaborations or whatever are going on at different points in the town,
Right.
and I'm sure there's gonna be right? We're gonna have a new high school, aren't we, in Wakefield eventually?
Yeah.
So some of the conversation about disability and access and mobility and, and using our buildings, even our senior center is, there is access, but when we think about age friendly,
Right.
so and I'm just not, how do we, it's a rhetorical question, but how do we kind of weave our own age friendly into all of the things that are going on?
I guess, my personal opinion, which may or may not count for anything right now, but I feel like the Americans with Disabilities Act
Mhm.
really addresses many issues that are pertinent to the aging population in terms of mobility, sensory loss or sensory, issues,
Mhm.
And, it's my understanding that, that building, has been designed and the plan is to build it in compliance with an existing law and regulation. So I'm not convinced that it needs to be reassessed from an aging perspective. I'm an old woman. I take a class in the evening in at Medford High School. And, I walk like a half a mile from where I have to park my car in the dark and the rain, because it's rained every Thursday night when we have
dear.
our Italian class. And I walk through the dark parking lot that's lit, but, the lights are out and it's Medford. I mean, so I feel like, granted, I'm, able-bodied, but, there is an elevator, it is a long walk. And there are options for me to park closer and to use an elevator. Because it's come up because one of my classmates needs that accommodation. I guess I feel like that base is covered, and I don't know, maybe I'm being like a Pollyanna, but I feel like, the people who we've paid to assess that
Yeah,
site and the building and who've designed it, they've earned their money and I feel like they've done a decent job. But it just keeps being rediscussed. So,
well, it seems, and I wasn't in any earlier meetings about it at all, but it was clear to me that the other night, the presentation, there were a lot of revisions that had been made to the access, from
oh,
the
okay. Yeah.
parking lot. And
Yeah,
that
I'd read that.
it wasn't, they had dropped the number of feet that people had to go up, and that
Yep.
the grade, they kept talking about grades and 8%, 10%,
Yeah.
they're all 8 feet wide, the ramps are all 8 feet wide, all the way up, so that,
Yep.
people include, to your point, Christine, about inclusion, that was, kids that are maybe in wheelchairs or have mobility, they want to walk up with their friends. They don't want to go up this little ramp all by themselves.
Right.
Yeah, that was, so
And
it
there
seems,
are required grade levels. You can't have a grade of a ramp, a wheelchair ramp or an accessible ramp has to be a certain grade. It can't be super steep.
yeah,
Yeah, wow. They've revised
yeah, there was quite a bit
a
of,
few times.
like, yeah.
If you're ever in the neighborhood, check out Reading High School. I've surveyed it, from on foot, and it's the school is on a level area, but the whole parking lot,
Right.
arrangement is hills all around. It's great for walking, but if you want to get your steps in, but
They showed a lot
know,
of slides. They did do that. They didn't do Reading, they did North Reading. They had a number of high schools around the state where, they were like
yeah.
5 levels. Either,
Mm,
parking was higher or the school was higher, whatever.
yeah.
Mm,
Well, I
so,
hope,
so it got a little heated at a few points, of course, but,
mm,
those
Can I
meetings.
interject a quick thing on access for the voting for the Wakefield High School on Saturday?
I saw that. Yeah.
We
Yes.
sent out the latest. They're going to block off a row. They're increasing handicap parking, which they always do, but they're also going to block off that front row in the parking lot for seniors so that older adults can get into the building without having to potentially walk from a great distance. I know the town meeting, I feel like I parked in Saugus to get there. There were so many people. So we wanted to make it easy for people to come in and vote that were older.
Yeah. I saw
Great.
that.
That's
So
good.
spread the word.
And where did that come from? Where did that, how?
Well, one of our
It was-
participants had made a comment to me, so then I reached out to the town, and they were totally in support of adding some senior parking. So great support from the.
Yeah, it
happened.
came in, I don't know, I got it from the town this afternoon, I think, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're on here it is, from Wakefield, expanded accessible and senior parking, it's the town hall. So at 118, it came in from the town. Like if you sign up for the town email blasts, I
Yeah,
assume
I
you.
do, and I didn't get it, so maybe I'll get it. Maybe they're doing it in stages.
Huh.
I'm, you know,
And it's on our Facebook too. I posted it today. So the
Oh,
town was super
good.
responsive. I was really happy because we just asked about it yesterday and they made it happen overnight. So a lot of
Nice,
support. So
thank
that was
you. Yeah, there's
you
a
know,
map, there's a
well,
sample
remember-
ballot, everything.
last month we talked about, you know, trying to think about ways to publicize, if you will, the activities. And I, you know, I think that's, I mean, good for you that you made that happen. Or the participant, the member came to you and you made that happen. And that seems, if nothing else, a little blurb in the newsletter the newsletter next month. That Wakefield, and it's part of its age-friendly focus, blah, blah, blah. We arranged, or Karen arranged, you know, for parking, senior parking at voting. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. May seem like a little thing, but it's the little things that are going to, you know, add up to a lot of things, making the town age friendly, I think.
The
The-
little things are important.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
That might be a good segue in the newsletter to put, you know, oh, one of our participants mentioned this and we were
Yeah.
able to work with the town to make it happen. Do you have any
Yeah.
ideas? Share them. So a good
Yeah.
way to act
Yeah,
and solicited a
that's great. That's great. I know you want to go skiing. So, I'm curious about the council comments. Was that, did they request that, or was that something you put in the agenda?
No, that was, you wanted to put in the thoughts from Flo and Liz to the board. And
Oh,
that
our
was,
town. Okay.
yeah, that was from our counselors. That was from Sherry's suggestion of how we should put it officially on the agenda.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I didn't know okay, so Liz had started to talk a little bit before we were officially underway. But because Liz and Flo are leaving, that I'm interested in some of their shared wisdom and thoughts or recommendations or ideas or just reflections on your years on the board. And, you know, we'll officially give you our gratitude next month, so you have to come back, but but tonight, Liz has started to talk about how much she had learned. And
I've
that's
learned a lot, and I'm amazed at the number of wonderful people who are willing to volunteer for the Council on Aging. I think there are a lot of people who are truly interested in the aging process and how Wakefield goes about helping with that for its older citizens. But just, you know, the number of people, I've had 2 terms, and there've just been some wonderful people adding their ideas. And that has really impressed me. I'm done. Flo, how about you?
I would agree. That was very well put, Liz. I think that we've, you know, accumulated a group of people who've really been extremely supportive. Where there's some diversity here in terms of people's backgrounds and their age for sure. And I think that, you know, Susan, I just want to commend you on your sort of involvement, you know, in the community, you know, as a whole, and with your other outreach. That I think that's really been helpful to bring a perspective that is important to the board. And I'm excited that, you know, there are new people coming, and Christina, welcome to you. I've been here for a few months, but I think that, you know, you're all great supports to Karen, who I think is doing a great job. I think that, I mean, that place is hopping, I gotta tell you. And, you know, I think that I've done some work this past week on a family friend who needs services in another town, and the town is, you know, has a reputation of being very well supporting of their elders, and it has been difficult for everyone to navigate that, and it's not that way here. I was able to find a similar, you know, referral system here easier than I did for this person. So, you know, professionally and personally, I feel like, you know, we need to be proud of this town and, you know, what we do for elders, our our disabled, our less enfranchised, and our diverse population. So keep on doing what you're doing, everybody. Glad to be a part of it.
Well said.
Well said by both of you, and it's been great. I mean, I've had a few more time than actually anybody else here working with both of you on this board, you know, Joanna and Christina, and even you, Karen, because I've been had the pleasure of a couple of years, well, more than that, a little bit more than that, with both of you, and I hope your voices don't go silent and I don't think they will. Neither one of you are, seem to me, the shy retiring types that are going to stay home and not open.
No, I don't think so. In fact, my husband just recently signed up to use some of the machines at the senior center.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Well,
It's a
excellent.
good little gym there.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, and they, you know, and there's new things coming in all the time. So,
I know.
you know,
Great.
I do taxes right now. So I work for H&R Block, and I can't go to the writing class and that I had started going to until taxes are over. And I told the leaders of that, and I miss it. That's another good one. So thank you
Good.
both. Come back next
Thank
month.
you.
Any
Okay.
questions, Joanne or Christina? Any questions for, you know, Flo or Liz about their experience or their perspectives or?
No, I would just add, as you were saying, Susan, just it's been a delight to get to work with you. I feel like Flo, we're like kindred spirits, the way you talk. I'm like, yes, you get it, you know? And so I do think that all of your support in multiple terms, Liz, just shows your dedication to our community and all through volunteering, which is just awesome. So I
Great.
appreciate having the opportunity to collaborate with you for a little while, but you know, hopefully we'll see you around.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank
Karen,
you.
are you still there? So I have
I'm
no,
still here.
let's forget
Yeah,
it for now.
no, she's here.
Is there, do you want to say?
I'm here.
No, I changed my mind.
Oh.
Okay. Joanne, anything you want to add or no?
No, can't think of anything.
Okay, all right, well, all right, well, that being said, Karen, please stay safe on the slopes tomorrow and have fun. And
Yeah, have a great time up there. Where are you, Karen? Can I ask?
I'm in North Conway. We're going to go to Bretton
Excellent.
Woods tomorrow, and Bodie's getting to ski with his college cousin who is home from spring break. So it's a pretty special treat.
Excellent. What a treat. A lot of snow up there. So that's great. Enjoy it.
Thank you all.
Yeah, take care.
anything before we adjourn? Motion to
Okay,
adjourn?
no, I've decided I am gonna say it. I
Okay.
hope that they appoint someone who's over 80, because it gives a different perspective than the younger board members.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Hopefully we get some people in that age group that volunteer. So tell any friends that you have that might want to give a term, tell them to send their application over to Sherry or their resume to Sharon. We'd love to have them.
Yeah.
We can all recruit. You can
That's a good-
recruit at the party on Wednesday.
Oh, that's a good spot.
You could give some gold coins out and you can recruit.
Blarney coins or Blarney stones or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, that's an important point, Liz. Yeah.